Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. If you're new here, I'm Katrina, and today I thought I would show you guys my vegan spaghetti sauce recipe, so let's do it. Alright, let's get started with the ingredients. So I use a cheat, so I use 1 can of pasta sauce. I just use one of the clean ingredients. Sometimes I will do it like super from scratch and do it with like raw tomatoes, but I'm too lazy for that right now. So 1 can of pasta sauce, and then I'll probably fill it up 3/4 of the way with water, just to water down my sauce a little bit, just something my mom taught me. And then a big huge can of diced tomatoes, 1 medium white onion diced, some mushrooms. This is about, I would say, 1.5 cups, just kind of sliced. Then I have 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. I used a jar, but if you're using fresh, I would use 4 to 6 cloves, totally up to you. I love garlic though, so I use a lot. I have 2 tablespoons of vegan butter to cook my garlic, onion, and mushrooms in. And then I just have a handful of fresh basil that I sliced up, that I just grew on my patio actually. Oh my gosh, you don't have to use fresh basil, but it really adds another element to it. Sea salt to taste. I'm using this one currently. If I don't get something like this, I'll use pink Himalayan sea salt, but that's the one that I'm using right now. I have a rosemary, basil, and oregano. You could also use Italian seasoning. I'm going to use about 1/2 teaspoon of each of these for mine. If you have Italian seasoning, just do about 1 teaspoon of that. And then I'm just going to throw a bit of this in, because I don't know, why not? It's easy. Has some paprika, garlic powder, stuff like that in. So I'll use maybe like, I don't know, 1/2 teaspoon of this. And then I'm also gonna do some steamed broccoli. I have this Violife Parmesan cheese, which is really good. And then I'm actually also making some homemade artisan bread, which you guys will see in another video coming out soon. I'm gonna use these meatballs. I've been getting them at Winco. They are so delicious. Not gonna really show you guys how I cook them. I'm gonna just do them in the air fryer. If you're not using something like this, you can also do like the Gardein beefless grounds. You'll add that in right after you brown your and saute your veggies, but before you add it in the sauces. So, but I'm gonna use these, so let's get started cooking. So I just put my vegan butter in my pot. I popped it onto medium heat. So I'm gonna go ahead and add in my onions, my mushrooms, and my garlic. And then once the vegan butter melts, I'm gonna go ahead and add in my spices. So my vegan butter melted and I added in my spices. Like I said, I used about 1/2 teaspoon of each, including the salt. I don't like to add a lot of salt now. I like to salt later. And then I just gave it a really good thorough mix. And I'm gonna spend probably 12 to 15 minutes just getting a really good, nice caramelization on my veggies before I add in my other ingredients. So I will show you once I finish this. All right, so my veggies have a really nice caramel color on them. It smells so good. So I'm gonna go ahead and add in my tomato sauce, as well as my diced tomatoes. And then I'm just gonna add in some water and then I'll mix it up and show you. So I gave it a nice mix. You can see all the veggies mixed in there. Added in my water. I still have it on medium-high heat, and I'm just gonna pop my lid onto it and let this go for about 1/2 an hour. So I let it cook on medium heat for 1/2 an hour. So I just turned it on to just under medium heat, and I'm gonna let it go for another 1/2 an hour on that temperature, uncovered. I turned it down so it doesn't splatter everywhere. Now, the reason that I like to cook my spaghetti sauce for so long is it just really allows the flavors to develop. And a lot of times when you're using canned tomatoes, they can have this kind of like sour taste to them, but cooking them for a long time can help kind of get rid of that sour taste. So that's why I do it, but it's totally up to you guys. You can always add less water and only cook it for like 20 minutes, but when I do that, it just honestly doesn't taste as good. So up to you guys though. Here is the finished sauce. I just mixed the fresh basil and I didn't like cook it in it. Just tastes better that way. So I served it up and let me show you. Here we are. So just normal spaghetti noodles, sauce. I have the vegan meatballs in there, and then I topped it with that vegan Violife parm and steamed broccoli. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and dig in.